The EC's decision to disqualify some 12 or 13 parties from contesting in this year's presidential elections. We've been joined on the line by Bernard Mona. He is the National Chair of the People's National Convention. Bernard, good afternoon. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, Tuta.
Right. To start with, we were told yesterday that the PNC wanted or had written to the Electoral Commission. Have you succeeded in getting your letter to them, and have they responded?
Yes, yesterday we met at the party headquarters. We took a decision, wrote a letter, the presidential candidate and his running mate, myself, all the three vice chairmen, the general secretary, and all other national executives and some concerned members of our party walked to the Electoral Commission and delivered our letter to the Electoral Commission. Indeed, when we got there, we were told that the commission had gone to the northern region, but we submitted the letter at the confidential registry, and after receipt, it was sent to Madame Charlotte's office. And you know that Madame Charlotte is the returning officer. And so basically, we sent a letter to the Electoral Commission in the hope that they will respond to us within the shortest possible time.
Okay.
The reason is simple. We have studied the reasons for which they have disqualified the presidential candidate of the PNC.
Right.
And we think that the reasons are not tenable.
They are not tenable?
Yeah, they are trivial. And that the Electoral Commission know that by their regulations and by the rules of engagement, they should have at least alerted us to these errors. And I'm sure that within the period, if they had...
Okay, Mr. Mona, am I to get the understanding that...
rectified.
Right, am I to get the understanding that although the EC, like you're saying, should have gotten back to you because these are errors that you can easily correct, was it that the party didn't do due diligence in ensuring that you had the right people to sign and thumbprint or put their endorsement at the various places? Because per the EC's reasons it gave, it says that thumbprint signatures and marks were put together. For instance, on pages 16, 24, and 28, there were no signatures. Not having signatures on your documentation, you cannot tell me is a flimsy reason for the EC disqualifying you.
Let me give you an insight. If you go to page 24 of the nomination forms,
right,
that we had, indeed they gave us a copy yesterday. Yesterday, before the man who gave us the copy, it was the director of election who sent the copy. I flipped through to check, and I noticed that my national organizer, Desmond Yito, who has always accompanied us, the IPAC, apparently just had endorsed the form and did not sign one of the copies of the Electoral Commission.
Okay.
You are not telling me that if you give me a document in 4 copies, and possibly I signed the 3 copies, and I did not sign one portion of the 4, do not take it that it is as a result of the document.
That is an example you've given, but let's stay with what the EC said, the reasons why the EC thought
and
that
I'm
your
saying
candidate...
that is where there was no signature, and you are talking about no signature.
Yes.
The Electoral Commission is a beneficiary of a decision of the Supreme Court when in 2012 election petition and issues of presiding officers not signing the elections declaration form, the Supreme Court said that it was not a substantial
okay. All right. How about
so the Electoral Commission is a beneficiary of it.
So on that same score, how about the pages 16 and pages 28? And aside that, it also went on to state that 2 subscribers to Dr. Mohammed's nomination also subscribed for another candidate. That's Hassan Ayariga of the APC. These are Ajay Isifu and Abudu Ayuba. Are these people known to the party, and are they members of your party? If yes, how then would they endorse or subscribe to another party?
Well, I cannot determine why and how come they endorse for another political party. They are members of our party, and they endorse our presidential nomination for. But it's just like I've come to your studio and I've endorsed you, and I move to another television studio, and I endorse. You cannot be a magician or a wizard to be able to determine that whilst I have endorsed you, have endorsed for another person. That is why the Electoral Commission will go through. And I don't have the capacity to determine who has endorsed for 2 persons. And once they have identified that, it was for them to alert us and we'll do the corrections.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much, Bernard Mona. He is National Chair for the People's National Convention, PNC.